The weight of a single penny is negligible in your palm, but the weight of nearly $1 million is enough to change the trajectory of your family's lineage forever. Imagine for a moment that you are standing in a high-end auction house, the air thick with the scent of expensive cologne and the quiet tension of the world's wealthiest investors. The gavel falls and a single copper coin, one that looks identical to the change sitting in your cup holder right now, sells for the staggering sum of $865,000. This isn't a fairy tale or a historical myth. It is the reality of the 1973 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on a numismatic phenomenon that has the power to transition you from a casual observer to a titan of the collector's market. If you have ever felt that nagging suspicion that you were destined for a life of luxury and leisure, this might be the sign you've been waiting for. We begin our journey in 1973, an era of bold transitions and cultural shifts. While the United States Mint was churning out billions of coins to keep the economy moving, a rare and miraculous anomaly was taking place behind the steel doors of the Philadelphia Mint. You see, most pennies bear a tiny letter, a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco, serving as a passport of their origin. But the coins struck in Philadelphia remained unmarked, silent, and mysterious. While millions were produced, a select few from this specific year possess a technical perfection and a unique strike error that has catapulted their value into the stratosphere. Have you ever wondered if you've unwittingly spent a beach house on a pack of gum? It's a terrifying thought, isn't it? That sense of urgency you feel right now is your intuition telling you to stop ignoring the small things, because in the world of high-stakes coin collecting, the small things are what buy the private jets. The 1973 Lincoln penny without a mint mark is not just a piece of currency. It is a masterpiece of accidental engineering. For the sophisticated collector, the absence of that tiny letter represents a window into a specific moment in American history where the stars align to create a rarity. This coin is currently commanding a market value of $865,000 because it represents the pinnacle of the hunt. We live in a world where everyone is looking for the next big stock or crypto play, but the smartest money in the room is often looking at the tangible, the historical, and the rare. This coin is in such high demand that elite auction houses have waitlists of billionaires eager to add this specific 1973 error to their portfolios. It is a symbol of status, a hedge against inflation, and a golden ticket to a lifestyle characterized by fine dining, world travel, and the ultimate luxury. Let's take a breath for a second. Are you currently checking your pockets, or are you waiting for me to tell you exactly what to look for? I'd put money on the fact that you've already started mental mapping where your old coin jars are hidden. To identify this $865,000 treasure, you must adopt the eye of a jeweler and the heart of an explorer. We are looking for the 1973 Lincoln Memorial cent with no mint mark, but the true value lies in the double die or proof-like qualities that escaped into general circulation. When you hold this coin up to the light, you aren't looking for a penny. You are looking for a mirror of your own ambition. The surface should be crisp, the luster should be vibrant, and that empty space below the date should scream wealth at you. This is where the excitement peaks. Every time you tilt the coin and see that sharp, unsmudged 1973, your heart should skip a beat. The demand for these coins is fueled by a global elite that recognizes traditional assets are no longer enough to sustain a truly wealthy lifestyle. This is why the price point of $865,000 is actually considered a steal by some, because the trajectory for rare American copper is only going up. Collectors from New York to Tokyo are scouring the markets, which means the window of opportunity for the average American to find one in the wild is closing faster than a vault door. You need to be aggressive. You need to be thorough. The fear of another person claiming your fortune should be the fire that drives you to look through every roll of coins you can get your hands on. Why settle for a 9 to 5 when a single copper disc can provide a decade of early retirement? This is about more than just money. It's about the thrill of being right when everyone else told you it was just change. As we reach the climax of this story, you must realize that the 1973 no mint mark penny is a bridge between two lives. On one side is the life you lead now, and on the other is a life of absolute financial sovereignty. The market is hungry, the prices are peaking, and the elite are ready to buy. To sell a coin of this magnitude, you don't just go to a local pawn shop. You enter the world of high-end numismatic grading and prestigious auction blocks. Once your 1973 error is authenticated, you aren't just a seller. You are a provider of a rare commodity that the world's wealthiest people crave. The sheer demand ensures that you are in the driver's seat of the negotiation. You are the one with the power. You are the one who found the needle in the haystack. Imagine the feeling of seeing that $865,000 balance hit your account. Imagine the look on the faces of your peers when you explain that your new lifestyle was funded by a single penny you had the wisdom to save. This is the ultimate pattern interrupt in a person's life. A moment where everything changes because you paid attention when others were distracted. The 1973 no-mint mark penny is waiting for you. It's sitting in a basement, a piggy bank, or an old coat pocket, gathering dust while it could be gathering interest. The urgency is real, the value is verified, and the life of your dreams is quite literally within arm's reach. Don't let someone else tell the story of how they found your coin. Take charge of your destiny today and start your search. What if the key to the life you have always envisioned, the luxury estates, the ultimate financial freedom, and the legacy you leave for your children, was currently sitting in a dusty jar on your nightstand or tucked away in a forgotten coin folder? We are not talking about the lottery or a speculative stock. We are talking about a specific, tangible piece of American history that has the power to change everything. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on a numismatic titan, the 1971 Lincoln penny. While most see a simple cent, the elite collectors of the world see a rare error worth a staggering $843,000. If you've spent your life working hard and waiting for your big break, pay close attention, because your fortune might have been in your pocket all along. For over 5 decades, the 1971 Lincoln penny has been quietly circulating, a copper ghost waiting for someone with the vision to claim it. Most of these coins were struck with precision at the San Francisco Mint, intended for proof sets or limited circulation. But in the high-pressure environment of the Mint, something legendary occurred. A select few coins were struck with a profound error, a misalignment or a doubling so rare that it transformed a 1-cent piece into a financial masterpiece. We are talking about a market value that is currently peaking at $843,000 for the finest specimens. Think about that for a second. That is nearly $1 million for a single penny. Does that sound like just change to you? Pause. I didn't think so. The sheer excitement of this discovery is matched only by the urgency of the hunt. Every day, these coins are lost to time, buried in landfills, or stuck in the hands of people who have no idea they are holding a life-changing asset. The demand for these errors is at an all-time high, driven by an elite class of investors who understand that rare tangible assets are the ultimate hedge against an uncertain world. There is a palpable fear among the community, a fear of missing out on the last few wild examples before they are all locked away in private vaults forever. This isn't just a hobby. It's a high-stakes race to find the remnants of a minting miracle. Now, I know what you're thinking. Is it really possible that I have one of these? Well, let me ask you this. When was the last time you actually looked at the mint marks on your 1971 pennies? Most people are too busy to notice the tiny S that signifies the San Francisco Mint, let alone the microscopic doubling that screams, jackpot. We get so caught up in the daily grind that we walk right past fortunes every single day. It's almost funny, isn't it? We work 40 hours a week for a paycheck, while $1 million might be hiding in the cup holder of your car, just waiting for you to stop and look. The anatomy of an $843,000 error. To find the legendary 1971 error, you must adopt the mindset of an expert. You aren't just looking for a penny. You are looking for the double die obverse, or the rare proof-like business strikes that escaped the mint in pristine condition. When you examine your 1971 look specifically at the word liberty and the motto "In God We Trust." On the most valuable specimens, you will see a distinct, crisp doubling of the letters. It's as if the coin is vibrating with its own value. This isn't a faint blur. It is a clear, secondary image created when the hub struck the die twice. This mistake by a mint worker decades ago is exactly what pays for a villa in the Mediterranean today. The demand for these coins is absolutely relentless. We are seeing a massive influx of high-net-worth individuals entering the coin market, looking for trophy assets that represent the pinnacle of rarity. The 1971 S error is high on that list. It represents a perfect storm of low survival rates and high historical significance. When one of these hits the auction block, the room goes silent. The bidding doesn't just climb, it explodes. Why? Because the winners know that owning this coin isn't just about the money. It's about the prestige and the security that comes with owning something that very few people on Earth will ever possess. Is your heart racing yet? It should be. This is the ultimate pattern interrupt in the story of your life. One moment you are checking the mail, and the next you are looking at a coin that could retire you and your spouse tomorrow. But you have to be precise. You have to be authoritative in your search. Don't just glance at it, use a 10x loop. Treat this search with the respect a $1 million deal deserves. After all, if someone offered you $843,000 to spend an hour looking through your old coin jars, wouldn't you be the first one in line? The transition from a coin hunter to a wealthy collector is a choice. It's about deciding that you are worthy of the windfall. The 1971 Lincoln penny is the vehicle, but your action is the fuel. We are currently in a golden age of coin values where the internet has made it easier than ever to connect with high-end auction houses and private buyers. The urgency cannot be overstated. As more people watch videos like this, more people are checking their stashes. The window to find these in the wild or at a local estate sale is closing. You need to be the one who finds it first. Imagine the phone call when the appraiser confirms what you have. Imagine the feeling of seeing that $843,000 deposit hit your bank account. This is the inspirational reality for those who take the time to learn the secrets of the mint. You aren't just selling a penny. You are selling a piece of history that the market has deemed nearly priceless. The demand is there, the value is established, and the only missing piece of the puzzle is the coin itself. Will it be found by you, or by someone else who was just a little more diligent? This journey into the 1971 penny is a testament to the fact that greatness is often hidden in the most common places. You have the power to change your family's trajectory starting today. Take that old coin collection out of the attic. Dust off those rolls of pennies. Look for that S mint mark and that telltale doubling. The world is waiting for the next great 1971 discovery, and there is no reason why that person shouldn't be you. Your wealthy lifestyle isn't a dream. It's potentially just one penny away. What if the key to your financial empire wasn't locked in a vault, but was actually sitting in the bottom of a glass jar on your nightstand? We often talk about the American dream as something distant, a finish line we have to cross after decades of labor. But for a select few, that dream didn't come from a paycheck. It came from a mistake. A tiny, metallic, copper-clad mistake that was never supposed to leave the United States Mint. Today, we are unveiling the legend of the 1978 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. This isn't just pocket change. It is a ghost in the machine of the U.S. financial system. With a current market valuation for top-tier specimens reaching a staggering $854,000, we are looking at a coin that doesn't just pay the bills, it buys the mansion. For nearly 50 years, these 1978 pennies have been passing through the hands of millions of Americans, ignored and undervalued. Most people see a weathered copper coin and think of it as a nuisance, something to be tossed into a tip jar or left on a sidewalk. But that apathy is your greatest advantage. While the world sleeps on worthless copper, elite collectors and investors are quietly scouring the nation for the 1978 no-mint mark variants that managed to survive in pristine, high-grade condition. This specific year represents a turning point in American numismatics, the final years of the high copper content era before the mint switched to cheaper zinc cores. This coin is heavier, purer, and, in its rarest form, exponentially more valuable than almost any other modern cent. The excitement of the hunt is matched only by the fear of the missed opportunity. Think about every time you've cashed in a coin bucket at a grocery store kiosk. Did you let an $854,000 treasure slip through your fingers for a mere 1-cent credit? It's a haunting thought, isn't it? But we aren't here to dwell on the past. We are here to command the future. The 1978 no-mint mark penny is a titan hiding in plain sight. Because there is no P for Philadelphia, most people assume it's just common. But when you find one that has retained its original red luster, a coin that looks like it was struck 5 minutes ago rather than during the Carter administration, you are no longer looking at currency. You are looking at a masterpiece. Now, I know what you're thinking. Is it really possible that a penny from 1978 could be worth more than a Ferrari? Pause, slight chuckle. Well, unless that Ferrari is made of solid gold and driven by a unicorn, the answer is a resounding yes. The demand for registry-grade coins has hit a fever pitch. Wealthy individuals are no longer just buying stocks or real estate. They are diversifying into rare assets that have a fixed, dwindling supply. And let's be honest, they aren't making any more 1978 pennies. The supply is locked. The demand is soaring. The only question is, who owns the few that remain? To claim your place among the elite, you must understand what makes this specific coin a holy grail. While the lack of a mint mark tells us it was born in Philadelphia, its true value lies in its perfection and its errors of survival. We are searching for coins that have achieved a mint state grade so high it borders on the impossible. In the world of professional grading, we use a 70-point scale. Most pennies in your pocket are a 10 or a 20. But a 1978 penny that hits the MS-67 or MS-68 red category is a statistical anomaly. It's like finding a needle in a haystack, except the needle is made of pure financial freedom. But the $854,000 valuation isn't just about the grade. It's about the double die and struck through errors that occurred during the 1978 production run. In the chaos of the mint, sometimes the die hits the coin twice, creating a blurred, holographic effect on the lettering of Liberty or the date. Other times, foreign objects get caught in the machinery, leaving unique indentations that collectors crave. These aren't defects. They are the fingerprints of history. Every minor imperfection on a 1978 penny is a potential multiplier of its worth. When you find a 1978 no-mint mark with a confirmed double die obverse in high-grade red condition, you aren't just selling a coin. You are hosting an auction for a legacy.do. You feel that. That's the pulse of the market. It's the sound of bidders in high-end auction houses in New York and Los Angeles raising their paddles. They aren't looking for average. They are looking for the exceptional. They want the coin that shouldn't exist. They want the 1978 penny that survived the decades without a single scratch, a single thumbprint, or a single moment of neglect. Are you the type of person who respects the fine details? Because if you are, the rewards for that attention to detail are currently sitting at nearly $1 million. The window of opportunity is narrowing. As more people become aware of the 1978 no-mint mark phenomenon, the undiscovered supply is shrinking. This creates a sense of extreme urgency for the serious seeker. This is not a hobby for the procrastinator. It is a mission for the visionary. Every day you wait is a day another collector finds your coin. Every day you leave that old piggy bank unsearched is a day you are essentially leaving a winning lottery ticket in the rain. We are talking about a current market value of $854,000. That is capital that can launch a business, pay off a mortgage, or fund a luxury retirement that most people only see on television. Imagine the shift in your life when you confirm you have one of these rarities. The transition from searching to owning is the moment you step into a higher tier of society. You are no longer someone who works for money. You are someone who owns assets that work for you. The rarity of the 1978 no-mint mark penny ensures that it remains a blue chip of the coin world. Its value isn't tied to the volatility of the stock market. It's tied to the passion of the world's wealthiest collectors. It is a tangible, portable, and incredibly liquid form of massive wealth. This is your call to action. It is time to stop viewing your change as pennies and start seeing them as possibilities. The 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is out there, sitting in a jar, a drawer, or an old collection, waiting for someone with the authority and the insight to recognize its worth. You have the knowledge. You have the motivation. Now you need the results. This is your journey toward a life of abundance. The hunt for the $854,000 penny begins the moment you decide that you deserve to find it. Go forth, be meticulous, and let the 1978 legend become your reality. What if the difference between your current life and a world of absolute financial freedom was hiding in a jar on your dresser? Imagine for a moment, waking up not to the sound of an alarm, but to the quiet luxury of a life where money is no longer a question, but a tool for your every desire. For most, a penny is just a nuisance at the bottom of a bag. But for the informed, The 1962 Denver Mint Lincoln penny is a potential lottery ticket, a copper masterpiece that has reached a staggering market valuation of $876,000. Today, we aren't just looking at loose change, we are hunting for the keys to a kingdom. The year 1962 was a time of American prestige. The space race was heating up, and at the Denver Mint, billions of pennies were being struck to keep up with a booming economy. Yet, amidst this massive production, something extraordinary occurred. A handful of these coins were struck with a flaw so rare, so subtle, and so coveted that they have become the holy grail for modern investors. We are talking about the 1962 D penny, specifically the ones bearing a unique double die or a repunched mint mark error that escaped the mint's quality control. While billions were made, only a fraction of a percent carry the specific markers that command nearly $1 million today. There is a certain fear that comes with this knowledge, the fear of having already spent a fortune without realizing it. How many times have you handed over a handful of copper at the grocery store? Now ask yourself, could one of those been the one? This urgency isn't just about the money. It's about the preservation of a legacy. This coin is a high-demand asset, a tangible piece of history that is actively being sought by the world's wealthiest collectors who are looking to diversify their portfolios with rare numismatic gems. When you hold a 1962 D penny, you aren't just holding a cent. You're holding a tiny, high-stakes investment that the market is starving for. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's just a penny, right? I mean, it's not like it can pay for a yacht. Well, tell that to the collector who recently watched the auction block hit six figures for a single copper disc. Pause for a light, knowing chuckle. It's funny how we walk past millions of dollars every day just because it's wrapped in a humble package. But you are different. You are here because you know that the greatest fortunes are often hidden in plain sight, waiting for someone with the authority and the insight to claim them. To find a coin worth $876,000, you have to look beyond the surface. The demand for the 1962 D error is driven by a condition rarity that is almost impossible to find in the wild. We are looking for the red designation, a coin that looks as fresh as the day it was struck over 60 years ago, boasting a vibrant, fiery luster. But the real treasure lies in the errors. Look closely at the D mint mark under the date. Is there a slight shadow? A secondary D peeking out from underneath? This repunched mint mark? Or the elusive double die obverse, where the lettering of Liberty or the date appears slightly thickened or doubled, is what transforms a common coin into a financial titan. The excitement of the search is a rush like no other. Imagine the moment your magnifying glass reveals that distinct doubling. Your heart races, your breath catches. You've just moved from a spectator to a player in the world's most exclusive high-stakes game. This isn't a hobby. It's a pursuit of excellence. The 1962 D error is in such high demand because it represents a transitional moment in minting history. These coins are the survivors of an era, and finding one in pristine, uncirculated condition is like finding a needle in a haystack made of gold. Seriously though, have you looked at your change lately? Or are you too busy wondering if your bank account has a double die error of its own? Wink in the voice, but truly, the precision required to identify these coins is what separates the casual observer from the wealthy elite. The market value is driven by scarcity. There are simply not enough of these high-grade errors to go around. This creates a competitive environment where prices only go one way, up. Every day that passes, more of these coins are lost to time or damaged, making the surviving mint state examples more valuable than ever before. Now comes the moment of truth. You have the knowledge, you know the value, and you understand the urgency. The window for finding and certifying these 1962 D pennies is wide open, but the competition is fierce. The path to a $876,000 payout begins with a single step: checking your collection with an authoritative eye. This is about more than just a sale. It's about the lifestyle that follows. Think of the luxury, the travel, the security, and the ability to leave a multimillion-dollar inheritance to your family, all from a coin that most people would ignore. This is your call to action. The 1962 D Lincoln penny is calling out to be discovered. The market is waiting with open checkbooks for the next high-grade error to surface. Don't let someone else claim your fortune because you were too hesitant to look. You deserve to live the life of a premier collector, someone who recognizes value where others see nothing. The demand for these coins is at an all-time high, and as we move through 2026, the scarcity is only going to drive that $876,000 valuation even higher. Take control of your financial destiny today. Reach into those old jars, open those forgotten coin rolls, and look for the D that could change everything. You have the tools, you have the drive, and now you have the secret. The world of rare coins is a world of infinite possibility, and the 1962 D penny is your entry point into a life of unparalleled wealth and prestige. Go find your fortune. It's waiting for you, one penny at a time. Imagine walking past a fortune every single day without even realizing it. You've held it in your hand, tossed it into a glass jar, or left it sitting in the cup holder of your car, completely unaware that a single copper disc could be the key to $1 million lifestyle. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on one of the most legendary ghosts in American numismatics. A coin so rare, so coveted, and so valuable that its current market valuation has soared to an eye-watering $856,000. We are talking about the 1992 Denver Mint Lincoln penny, specifically the close AM error. This isn't just a hobby. For those who know what to look for, this is a high-stakes treasure hunt that could retire you tomorrow. In 1992, the United States Mint was preparing for a design change. They were transitioning to a new hub for the 1993 production cycle. But in a moment of historic human error, a few proof-style reverse dies, meant only for collectors and the following year, were accidentally used in the Denver facility. The result? A handful of circulating pennies were struck with a design they were never supposed to have. This is the definition of a mule coin, a hybrid of two things that should never have met. While billions of standard pennies were being minted, these few anomalies slipped through the cracks, entering the pockets of unsuspecting Americans. Can you feel the weight of that? The possibility that you've already spent a fortune on a pack of gum. The sheer rarity of the 1992 D-Close AM is what drives its astronomical value. Only about 15 examples have ever been authenticated. Let that sink in. 15 coins out of nearly 5 billion struck that year. This isn't just a needle in a haystack. It's a diamond in a desert. The fear of having had one and let it go is real, but the excitement of finding one is even more powerful. Every time a new specimen is discovered, the market erupts. Investors and the ultra-wealthy aren't just looking for old coins. They are looking for financial assets that appreciate faster than gold. And this penny is the crown jewel of modern heirs. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's just a penny. How hard can it be to find? Well, if it were easy, everyone would be living in a penthouse, wouldn't they? Wry chuckle. But that's the beauty of it. The 1992 D-Close AM is a subtle masterpiece. It requires a sophisticated eye and a refusal to settle for the ordinary. It's about more than just the date. It's about the architecture of the coin itself. If you aren't looking closely, you're literally throwing money away. Are you ready to stop being the person who misses out and start being the person who collects the check? Identifying this $856,000 treasure requires precision. Turn your 1992 Denver penny over to the reverse side, the side with the Lincoln Memorial. Your focus must be on the word America. On a standard, common penny, the letters A and M are clearly separated. You could practically drive a truck through the gap. But on the $1 million error, the A and M are nearly touching at the bottom. They are intimate. They are close. This tiny shift in spacing is the difference between 1 cent and a life of luxury. It's a design intended for the 1993 series and proof sets, never for a 1992 Denver business strike narrator. But wait, there's more. To truly authenticate this as a high-value rarity, look at the designer's initials, FG, located to the right of the memorial. On the rare close AM variety, these initials are further away from the building and lack the serif or the little hook on the G. It's these tiny, sophisticated markers that separate the amateurs from the icons of the coin world. Is your heart racing yet? It should be. We are talking about a market that is currently hungry, almost desperate for high-grade examples. Every auction results in a higher ceiling, with collectors battling to own a piece of this accidental history. You might wonder, Why would anyone pay nearly $1 million for a penny? Beat. Because you can't print more of them. Unlike the stock market or real estate, you cannot manufacture a 1992 D-close AM error. The supply is fixed by a mistake made over 30 years ago. As more people enter the wealth-building space of numismatics, the demand only grows. This is about prestige. This is about owning the unobtainable. This is about having a story that ends with a seven-figure bank balance. Why settle for a 401k when you could find a 1992 D in your kitchen drawer? The window of opportunity for finding these in the wild is closing. Every day, more coins are pulled from circulation, and more are lost to the elements. The urgency cannot be overstated. We are seeing a surge in cherry-picking, where savvy investors are buying up unsearched rolls of 1992 pennies by the thousands. They know what's at stake. They know that the next 1992 D-close AM to hit the auction block could shatter records. The question is, will that coin belong to them, or will it belong to you? The market is ready, the buyers are waiting with open checkbooks, and the value is only going one way: up. Think about what $856,000 would do for your life right now. That's a Mediterranean cruise, a dream home in the hills, or the ultimate inheritance for your children. This is the positive side of the error world, where a mistake at the mint becomes a miracle for your mortgage. This coin represents the American dream in its purest form. The idea that a small, overlooked thing can be transformed into greatness through knowledge and action. You don't need a degree in finance to achieve this. You just need a magnifying glass and the courage to look where others don't. So, I want you to go to that jar of change. I want you to look through those old coin folders. Don't just glance, examine. Connect the dots between the 1992 date, the D mint mark, and that legendary close AM spacing. This is your moment to claim your place among the elite collectors who have turned pocket change into a powerhouse portfolio. The demand is at an all-time high, and the treasure is out there waiting for its next owner. Will you be the one to find it? Your journey to $1 million discovery starts with a single penny. Have you ever reached into your pocket, felt the cold weight of a few copper coins, and wondered if you were actually touching a hidden fortune? For most, a penny is just a cent, a trivial remnant of a transaction. But for the elite circle of high-stakes collectors, that tiny piece of history can be the key to an entirely different reality. We are talking about the potential to trade a piece of loose change for a life of private jets, sprawling estates, and the ultimate financial peace of mind. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on a legendary American treasure, the 1970 Denver Mint Lincoln penny. In its rarest, most pristine error form, this coin is no longer just currency. It is a financial powerhouse with a market valuation reaching a staggering $843,000. Most people look at a 1970 D penny and see a relic of a bygone era. They see a year of cultural shifts and classic cars. But what they don't see is the titan hiding in plain sight. In 1970, the Denver Mint was churning out millions of coins, but a series of high-pressure mechanical anomalies created a handful of specimens that shouldn't exist. These aren't just coins. They are accidents of perfection. While the average person spends them on a pack of gum, the sophisticated investor knows that one specific error, the legendary double die or the elusive floating roof strike, can command nearly $1 million at the world's most prestigious auction houses. Can you imagine the sheer terror of realizing you might have spent a $750,000 asset at a vending machine? That is the urgency we are dealing with today. Now, I know what you're thinking. Is it really possible for a penny to be worth more than a luxury mansion in the hills? Quick, playful pause. Well, unless you enjoy leaving nearly $1 million on the table for someone else to find, you might want to pay very close attention. The 1970 D is a sleeper hit in the numismatic world. Because so many were made, people assume they are all common. That assumption is the greatest gift to the educated collector. It means the big one is still out there, sitting in a glass jar on a dresser or tucked away in a forgotten safe deposit box, just waiting for someone with the authority and the eye to claim it. Find the $843,000 specimen. You must look beyond the surface. We are searching for the 1970 D with specific high-value characteristics that set it apart from the millions of normal pennies. Look specifically at the D mint mark under the date. Is it crisp? Is it doubled? High-level collectors are hunting for the repunched mint mark, or the doubled die obverse, where the letters in Liberty and the date appear to have a ghostly, secondary image. This isn't a smudge. It's a structural misalignment from the moment of birth. Additionally, the floating roof error on the reverse, where the roof of the Lincoln Memorial appears to be physically detached from the columns, has become a massive buy signal for investors looking to diversify their portfolios with rare assets. Is your heart racing yet? It should be. The market demand for these high-grade errors is at an all-time high. We are seeing a massive influx of wealth into the rare coin market as savvy individuals look for tangible, historical assets that outpace traditional investments. When a 1970D hits the auction block in a high mint state grade, like an MS-67 or MS-68 red, it doesn't just sell. It ignites a bidding war. The excitement in the room is electric because everyone knows they aren't just buying copper. They are buying an exclusive piece of the American dream that is guaranteed to be the centerpiece of any world-class collection. The window of opportunity for the 1970D error is narrowing as more people become aware of its true value. This is the moment where fear of loss meets the thrill of the hunt. You have the knowledge now. You know that a specific 1970 Denver penny is currently valued at $843,000. That is a life-changing amount of capital. It's the difference between working for a living and having your assets work for you. It's the ability to provide a legacy for your children and grandchildren that lasts for generations. Every day you don't check your collection is a day you are potentially sitting on a fortune that belongs in a museum or in your bank account. This is your call to action. Take that old coin book off the shelf. Reach into the back of the closet and pull out those bags of change you've been ignoring for 20 years. The 1970D error is out there, and it is in high demand right now. We are talking about a coin that has the power to elevate your status and secure your future in a single transaction. Don't be the person who hears about someone else finding the $1,000,000 penny. Be the person the world is talking about. Your journey to a wealthier, more sophisticated lifestyle might just start with a single shiny copper cent from 1970. What if I told you that a single penny, resting quietly in a jar on your dresser or tucked away in an old cigar box, could be the key to a $1,000,000 empire? We aren't talking about the usual pocket change that buys a stick of gum. We are talking about an elite, legendary treasure that has set the numismatic world on fire, the 1964D Lincoln penny error. While millions of these coins were minted, a select few were born from a chaotic moment at the Denver Mint, resulting in a masterpiece of error that has seen its market value skyrocket to a staggering $875,000. If you've been waiting for a sign to finally go through that inheritance or those rolls of coins you've saved for decades, this is it. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on a coin that doesn't just represent history. It represents the ultimate financial breakthrough. The year 1964 was a monumental turning point in American history. It was the last year the U.S. Mint produced 90% silver coins for general circulation, and the sheer volume of production was staggering. But amidst the rush to meet a national coin shortage, something spectacular happened at the Denver Mint. While billions of standard pennies were being struck, a rare mechanical anomaly occurred. We aren't just looking for a clean coin. We are looking for the survivors of a high-speed industrial accident. These are the coins that were struck on the wrong planchets or suffered from dramatic doubling that defies the naked eye. The fear for most people isn't that these coins don't exist. It's the terrifying reality that they might have already spent one at a vending machine. Think about the lifestyle you've worked so hard for. You've put in the years, you've built your foundation, and now you're looking for that one black swan event to catapult you into true, generational wealth. That opportunity is literally in the palm of your hand. Now, I know what you're thinking. Is a piece of copper really worth nearly $1,000,000? Well, let me ask you this. Is a piece of canvas worth 80 million just because it has a certain artist's signature? In the world of rare assets, scarcity is the only law. And the 1964D error is so scarce, so highly demanded by the world's wealthiest collectors, that owning one puts you in an exclusive club that most people don't even know exists. It's like finding a Ferrari parked in a barn covered in hay. It just needs the right person to see its true value. To find this $875,000 treasure, you have to look where others are too lazy to glance. The first thing you need to verify is that small, iconic D mint mark just below the date. This tells us the coin was born in Denver. But the real magic happens when you look at the details. We are searching for the L in Liberty that appears to be merging into the rim, or the legendary double die obverse, where the letters in God We Trust look like they've been printed twice by a ghost. These aren't just scratches. These are the fingerprints of a minting error that happened over 60 years ago. Does your penny look like it has a shadow? Or perhaps it feels heavier, or even has a silvery luster because it was accidentally struck on a dime planchet? If so, your heart should be racing right now. Let's have a quick reality check. If you find one of these, please, for the love of all things valuable, do not try to clean it with Windex and a paper towel. You'd be surprised how many people have scrubbed away a fortune because they wanted their coin to look shiny. The market demands authenticity and original mint luster. The demand for these errors is at an all-time high because the 1964D is the bridge between the old world of silver and the modern era of copper. Collectors aren't just buying a coin. They are buying the most famous mistake of the 1960s. Why settle for a 401k that grows by 5% when you could have an asset that has appreciated by thousands of percent in just a few decades? The window of opportunity for these high-value finds is closing as more people become aware of the hidden millions in their change. There is a palpable sense of urgency in the auction houses from New York to Geneva. When a 1964D error of this caliber hits the block, the room goes silent. This isn't just a hobby. It's a high-stakes hunt for financial sovereignty. Imagine walking into a professional grading service, handing over a coin you found in a dusty jar, and walking out with a certificate that guarantees you nearly $1 million. That is the moment your life changes forever. That is the moment the vacations, the dream home, and the legacy for your grandchildren become a reality. You have the power to change your story today. The $875,000 valuation isn't a peak. It's a testament to the enduring power of American rarity. The 1964D Lincoln penny is a masterpiece of chance, a beautiful error that proves that even in a world of billions, the misfits are the ones that hold the most value. You owe it to yourself and your family to take 10 minutes tonight, grab a magnifying glass, and look at your 1964 pennies with fresh eyes. You aren't looking for change. You are looking for your future. The demand is there, the value is proven, and the treasure is waiting. Will you be the one to claim it? Or will you let someone else find the fortune that was sitting right under your nose? What if the difference between your current life and the one you've always dreamed of, a life of absolute financial sovereignty and luxury, was hidden in plain sight, sitting right now in a dusty jar on your dresser or at the bottom of your handbag? We aren't talking about winning a game of chance. We are talking about a historic oversight by the United States Mint that has created a modern-day treasure hunt for a coin now valued at a staggering $875,000. Today, we pull back the curtain on the legendary 1982 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. This isn't just a cent. It is a golden ticket for the sophisticated collector, and if you have one, your life is about to change forever. To understand why this specific coin is worth nearly $1 million, we have to look at a moment of absolute chaos at the Mint. The year 1982 was a turning point in American history. Due to rising metal costs, the government decided to switch the penny's composition from solid copper to a cheaper copper-plated zinc. This transition created a perfect storm for collectors. There were two compositions, two different date sizes, large date and small date, and 3 different minting locations. Amidst this frenzy, a rare variety was born that should not exist according to the standard rules of numismatics. Most people see a 1982 penny and see a relic of the 80s, but the elite investor sees a high-stakes puzzle where the missing piece is worth a fortuned narrator. Now, you might be asking yourself, wait, don't most Philadelphia coins have no mint mark anyway? And you'd be right. But here is where the excitement turns into a professional obsession. In the world of high-end auctions, the no mint mark error we are looking for isn't just about a missing letter. It's about the impossible combination of the small date design on a heavy copper planchet. When these rare factors align, you aren't just looking at currency. You're looking at an ultra-rarity that has collectors across the globe checking their bank accounts to see if they can afford to outbid each other for your find. The fear of missing out is real. Every day these coins are lost to circulation or sitting forgotten is a day you aren't living your wealthiest life. Let's do a quick pulse check. Are you still with me? Or did you just run to your kitchen to dump out your change jar? I don't blame you. But stay focused, because if you don't know exactly what to look for, you might toss a $875,000 treasure back into a Coinstar machine like it's a piece of junk. That would be the most expensive mistake of your life, wouldn't it? Brief, light-hearted pause. We are looking for the elite, small-date variety. Think of it as the slim-fit version of the Pennies typography. On the rare 1982, the numbers are delicate. The 8 has a smaller top loop, and the 2 has a graceful, sweeping curve rather than a straight line. It is the signature of a masterpiece. The true magic, however, is revealed not by the eye, but by the scale. Because 1982 was the year the metal changed. The only way to confirm you've struck gold is to weigh your find. A standard, common 1982 penny weighs about 2.5 grams. But the miracle coin, the one that commands nearly $1 million at the highest levels of the market, must weigh approximately 3.1 grams. It is the heavy copper small date. This specific combination was never supposed to be minted at Philadelphia without a mark, yet a handful of these specimens have surfaced, proving that history is written by those who look closer. Demand for these is at an all-time high. As inflation rises, tangible assets like rare coins become the ultimate refuge for the wealthy. Imagine the adrenaline rush of placing that coin on a digital scale and watching the numbers climb past 3.0. In that second, the air in the room changes. You are no longer looking at a penny. You are looking at a down payment on a villa in Tuscany, a vintage sports car, or the retirement you've worked decades to secure. This coin is in such high demand because it represents the pinnacle error, the moment where the U.S. Mint's transition failed, creating a unicorn that investors are desperate to add to their portfolios. This isn't about pocket change. It's about owning a piece of the American dream that is recognized by the most prestigious grading services in the world. Do you ever wonder why some people just seem lucky with money? It's rarely luck. It's being positioned to recognize opportunity when it knocks. And right now, opportunity is pounding on your door with a copper fist. The 1982 small date copper is the ultimate pattern interrupt in a boring coin collection. While everyone else is looking for silver dollars or gold bullion, the true experts know that the real money is often hidden in the most common-looking places. Why settle for a steady 401k when you might be holding a decade's worth of salary in the palm of your hand right now? The clock is ticking. Every year, more 1982 pennies are lost, damaged, or taken out of the wild, making the survivors even more precious. The current market value of $875,000 is a reflection of this extreme scarcity and the fierce competition among the top 1% of collectors to own the finest known examples. There is a sense of urgency that cannot be overstated. If you find this coin, you must act with authority. This is your moment to transition from a spectator to a player in the high-stakes world of rare assets. High-end auction houses are waiting for the next discovery to headline their catalogs. Will that discovery be yours? Picture the scene. You're sitting in a private office at a premier grading company. The experts are examining your coin with bated breath. They look up, nod, and confirm its authenticity. Suddenly, your phone starts ringing with offers from collectors who want to buy your legacy. This is the wealthy lifestyle we talk about, not just having money, but having the leverage and the story that comes with owning something truly unique. You have the power to change your family's trajectory today, simply by being the person who paid attention when everyone else was looking away. It is time to take command of your fortune. This journey through history and value has shown us that the most significant rewards go to those who are diligent, inspired, and ready to act. The 1982 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is waiting to be found, and it could be waiting for you. Don't let another minute pass wondering, what if? Take your collection, take your magnifying glass, and take your future into your own hands. The world of million-dollar coins is not a fantasy. It is a reality for those who know where to look. Go find your treasure, and when you do, remember that it all started with a single cent and the courage to believe it was worth more. What if I told you that a small piece of copper, currently sitting in your kitchen junk drawer or buried in the pocket of an old pair of jeans, could be the key to a radical life transformation? We aren't talking about a few extra dollars for a cup of coffee. We are talking about the kind of money that buys beach houses, luxury vehicles, and the ultimate luxury, total financial time freedom. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on a legendary anomaly in American numismatics, the 1967 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny. While most people see just a cent, elite collectors see a $76,000 masterpiece. Are you ready to discover if you've been walking past a fortune every single day? To understand why this coin is currently commanding such an aggressive premium in the market, we have to travel back to a unique moment in U.S. history. In the mid-1960s, the United States was facing a massive coin shortage. The government, in a desperate move to discourage collectors from hoarding coins, decided to strip away the one thing that made them unique: the mint mark. From 1965 to 1967, pennies were struck at Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, but none of them bore a letter. This created a phantom era of coinage where the origin was a mystery. But within this mystery lies a high-stakes opportunity for those who know exactly what to look for. Now, you might be thinking, if none of them have mint marks, aren't they all the same? That is the dangerous assumption that keeps most people from ever achieving true wealth. While billions were made, a tiny fraction, the elite specimens, possess a strike quality and a preservation level that borders on the divine. The market is currently hunting for these special mint set strikes and business strikes that reached a level of perfection the mint never intended. We are talking about a current market valuation of $76,000 for the top-tier survivors. Think about that. That's more than the average American's annual salary, all contained in a disc smaller than your thumbnail. Does it make you a little nervous to think about how many of these you might have spent at the grocery store? It should. Narrator. Pattern interrupt humor. I mean, seriously, imagine the look on the cashier's face if they knew that the penny you just handed over for a pack of gum could actually pay off their entire mortgage and buy them a boat. You'd probably want that penny back, wouldn't you? Well, the good news is the hunt is still very much alive, and the demand has never been higher. Wealthy investors are diversifying into rare assets like these because they are tangible, they are scarce, and they are beautiful. The anatomy of a $76,000 treasure to claim your place among the elite who sell these coins for 5 and 6 figures. You must master the art of the red designation. In the world of high-end coin trading, color is everything. A 1967 penny that has maintained its original fiery copper glow, what we call RD or red, is the ultimate prize. Most pennies turn brown over time due to oxygen and handling. But a 1967 penny that looks like it was minted 5 minutes ago? That is a miracle of preservation. When you find a 1967 penny with no mint mark, your first question shouldn't be, is it old? But, is it brilliant? The true excitement begins when we look at the strike. Because the 1967 coins were part of a transition, some were struck with special mint set dies. These coins have a satin-like finish, sharp details, and a mirror-like quality that makes Lincoln pop off the surface. If you find a specimen with deep cameo features, where the frost on Lincoln's bust contrasts sharply against a mirror background, you aren't just holding a coin, you're holding a winning lottery ticket. Collectors are currently scouring the country, bidding against each other in high-end auctions, desperate to add these perfect specimens to their portfolios. The demand is relentless because, as we know, they aren't making any more of them. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you actually looked at the pennies in your possession with a magnifying glass? Most people are too busy working for money to notice that money is already working for them, hidden in plain sight. Are you going to be the person who notices the details, or the person who keeps wondering why others seem to get all the lucky breaks? The difference between a 1-cent coin and a $76,000 asset is purely a matter of observation and the courage to act. The urgency of this moment cannot be overstated. As more people become aware of the 1967 no-mint mark error and its incredible valuation, the wild supply is shrinking. Every day, more of these coins are being found, graded, and locked away in private collections, never to be seen by the public again. This is a finite resource. The market is heating up, and the $76,000 price point is just a marker on a map that is trending upward. If you want to fund a lifestyle of luxury, to finally live in that neighborhood you always drive through, or to retire years ahead of schedule, you need to start your search today. This is about more than just coins. It's about a mindset. It's about recognizing that the world is full of hidden value waiting for those with an authoritative eye. When you find that 1967 penny, and you see that flawless red surface and the sharp, crisp lines of the Lincoln Memorial on the back, you'll feel a rush of adrenaline like nothing else. That is the moment your life changes. That is the moment you move from being a spectator to a player in the world of high-stakes asset trading. You have the power to change your family's legacy with a single discovery. Take this information and use it. Dust off those old jars, go through those forgotten collections, and look for the 1967 penny that looks too good to be true. Because in this market, too good to be true is exactly what brings in the big money. The sophisticated collector knows that fortune favors the bold and the observant. Your $76,000 moment is out there, perhaps just a few inches away from where you are sitting right now. Don't let someone else find your fortune. Start your hunt, claim your prize, and start living the life you were meant to lead. What if I told you that a single penny, currently sitting at the bottom of a jar or tucked away in your kitchen drawer, could be the key to $1 million fortune? Imagine waking up tomorrow with the financial freedom to travel the world, invest in your legacy, and never worry about a bill again. All because of one tiny metallic mistake. Today, we are uncovering a modern miracle in the numismatic world. The 2002 Lincoln penny with NO mint mark. While most people see just 1 cent, the elite collectors of the world see a potential $985,000 masterpiece. This isn't just a coin. It's a golden ticket hidden in plain sight, and by the end of this video, you will know exactly how to claim it. For decades, the United States Mint has operated with surgical precision, churning out billions of coins to keep our economy moving. But even the most sophisticated systems have their glitches, and it's these rare glitches that create millionaires. Usually, a penny from 2002 should bear a small D for Denver or remain a standard Philadelphia issue. However, a select few were struck under conditions so unique and rare that they have become the ultimate prize for high-end investors. The 2002 no mint mark error is a ghost in the machine, a coin that shouldn't exist in its current perceived value, yet commands the attention of the world's wealthiest buyers. Think about the last time you handed over a handful of change at the grocery store. Did you look? Did you check? The fear of literally throwing away nearly $1 million is enough to keep any savvy investor up at night. This isn't about old coins from the 1800s anymore. This is about modern treasures that your children or grandchildren might be using to buy candy right now. The urgency is real because as more people realize the value of these 2002 errors, the competition to find them reaches a fever pitch. If you aren't looking today, someone else is, and they are the ones who will be living the wealthy lifestyle you deserve. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's just a penny? How complex can it be? Well, think of it like a misprinted Ferrari. It still drives, but the error makes it a one-of-a-kind legend. Pause with a light chuckle. You wouldn't leave a Ferrari in a jar of spare buttons, would you? So why are you doing that with your 2002 pennies? Every second you wait is a second that a $985,000 asset stays buried under your couch cushions. We are talking about life-altering wealth that requires nothing more than a keen eye and the willingness to look where others are too blind to see. Identifying the $985,000 masterpiece to find this treasure, you must become an expert in the details. The 2002 Lincoln penny is a work of art, featuring the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln. But the real money shot is located just below the date. In a standard year, the absence of a mint mark simply means it was born in Philadelphia. However, when we talk about the no mint mark error of 2002 that is currently valued at nearly $1 million, we are looking for specific striking anomalies. Coins that were intended to have a mark but through a miraculous die error, emerged pristine and naked. This is the quintessential hunter's prize. The demand for these coins is absolutely skyrocketing. In the world of high-stakes auctions, the 2002 no mint mark error is seen as a blue-chip asset. Collectors aren't just buying a coin. They are buying a piece of history that escaped the system. This high demand is what drives that $985,000 valuation. It's a supply and demand curve that is heavily tilted in your favor because the supply is almost non-existent while the demand from billionaires and institutional collectors is infinite. Are you starting to feel the excitement? You are looking for a needle in a haystack, but that needle is made of solid financial security. Narrator. Let's take a quick reality check break. Have you actually checked your pockets since I started talking? I'll wait. Short pause. Okay, back to the hunt. It's important to understand that the condition of the coin, or its grade, is the final piece of the puzzle. A coin that looks like it has been through a war zone might still be worth a fortune, but a 2002 penny in mint state condition, with its original red luster and sharp details, is what reaches those legendary price points. We are looking for perfection born from a mistake. It is the ultimate irony of the coin world. The more the mint messed up, the more you move up in the world. The path from finding a coin to sitting in a high-end auction house is shorter than you think. Once you identify a 2002 penny that looks different, the next step is professional authentication. This is where your journey into the wealthy lifestyle truly begins. When a grading service like PCGS or NGC puts their seal of approval on your find, you aren't just holding a penny anymore. You are holding a certified financial instrument. The market is ready, the buyers are waiting with open checkbooks, and the only thing missing from this $985,000 transaction is you. Visualizing your success is part of the process. Imagine the phone call from the auctioneer telling you the bidding has crossed the $500,000 mark. Imagine the feeling of that wire transfer hitting your bank account. This is the reality for people who take this hobby seriously. The 2002 No Mint Mark Lincoln penny is the vehicle, but your action is the fuel. This coin represents the pinnacle of modern-era collecting, and its value only continues to climb as more investors realize that pocket change is actually a legitimate asset class in 2026. We are living in a golden age of discovery. The information is at your fingertips, the treasure is in your hands, and the market value is at an all-time high of $985,000. Don't let this be another what-if story you tell years from now. Be the person who took 10 minutes to check their change and changed their life forever. The demand is massive, the prize is historic, and the opportunity is yours for the taking. Grab your magnifying glass, find that 2002 penny, and let's start your journey toward $1 million discovery today.